For the last 2 years, my go-to daily carry, travel, and BTS camera was the Sony RX100 Mark V. Why did I get it? Well, for a lot of reasons. Having a camera that could fit in your pocket so that at all times you were able to document your life in glorious 4K and high frame rate slow motion was a really cool concept. Now, I'm a filmmaker professionally, but I wanted to do more YouTube stuff in my spare time. And of course, the king of YouTube, Casey Neistat, carried one around with him at all times. Over the next 2 years, I would use the RX100 Mark V to make a few YouTube videos, some travel films, and a lot of BTS photos for my life and various shoots. The camera served me well for 2 years, but over that time, a few realities started to sink in, which led me to sell the camera just recently. So these are the 5 reasons why I sold my Sony RX100 Mark V. Number 1, jack of all trades, master of none. The RX100 V can do it all. 4K video, super fast autofocus and burst photos, S-Log video. This thing is a Swiss Army knife of a camera. But over time, what I realized is, just like a Swiss Army knife, this camera doesn't do anything amazing. The 1-inch sensor delivers a decent image quality, but really not that great. The 4K video overheats very quickly. The battery life limits longer tasks such as time-lapse or long interviews. The image quality severely degrades when shooting high frame rate slow-mo. Bottom line is, this camera is like a sampler platter, but not a whole meal. Number 2, professional price, but not a professional tool. This camera cost around $1,000, and I always found myself wanting to use it on a professional gig, but I could never do it. The overheat and battery life issues made it so that I couldn't use it as a B camera on an interview, and when I tried to use it to run time lapses, the results were unreliable because of the battery life. The most consistent thing I found myself using the camera for was for BTS stills, and in this function the camera did great. But if you're going to spend $1,000, there are cameras that you could use professionally for that price. You could get a used 6D Mark II or a used Sony a6500, which is a great camera for interviews or gimbal or event work. The point is, $1,000 can go a long way these days. Number 3, I got the iPhone XR. As soon as I got my new iPhone XR and I took my first photo in portrait mode, I knew I was going to sell my RX100 Mark V. It's true, the RX100 Mark V delivers a better image quality, especially in low light, than the iPhone XR, but the difference is not that much. And I'll have my iPhone with me at all times, and I don't have to mess with memory cards, batteries, etc. When I started dabbling in YouTube, like a lot of people, I was first inspired by Casey Neistat. But I'm not a vlogger. I don't like to talk to a camera in public or even in my office. The RX100 V shines as a daily vlogging camera. It's for people who are on the go. And with the flip-up screen, you can vlog and then grab your B-roll in slow motion, all in a tiny package that you can carry in a pocket or a bag. And over time, I just didn't end up making that kind of content regularly. When I was trying to sell my RX100 Mark V, I wasn't getting a lot of bites. I looked on Craigslist and OfferUp, and there were a lot of RX100s on the used market. But I did find someone who really wanted my camera, except he wanted to trade me a Ricoh GR2 plus cash. So at first, I wasn't very interested in the offer. But I've heard a lot of great things about the Ricoh GR from other YouTubers and photographers, so my curiosity got the best of me and I accepted the deal. My first day out with the Ricoh was underwhelming. I was trying the auto and program functions of the camera and I wasn't liking the results. In my mind, I was already trying to repackage and sell the Ricoh because unlike the Sony, there aren't a lot of people selling Ricohs online. The second time I brought out the Ricoh, I started shooting in manual and adjusting the settings how I usually like on my mirrorless camera, and I was really impressed with the results. Having an APS-C sensor versus a 1-inch sensor is a big difference, and it shows in the detail of the image. Also, the Ricoh produces beautiful colors, and on my phone, the images were almost as good as my A7 III. Compared to the RX100 Mark V, the ergonomics are better, the grip is more comfortable. Unlike with the Sony, I always felt like I was holding a baby toy in my hand. The menus are simpler, and more importantly, you can access and scroll through all the menus with only one hand. Sure, the Ricoh doesn't have anywhere near the video capability as my RX100 V, but my iPhone shoots 4K video and has slow motion anyways. Most importantly is the price. At $500, with that image quality, I'm comfortable keeping the Ricoh. I don't feel like I need to baby it. I can slide it into my pants pocket without a case, and therefore I use it more. And in the end, how you feel about the camera and how much you use it are the most important things, aren't they? It's not about how much a camera can potentially do, but how much you actually do with it that matters in the long run. Okay guys, thank you for watching my video. Maybe in 1 year, I'll be making a video on why I sold the Ricoh for camera XYZ. Also check out my Instagram, where I upload photos using the Ricoh GR2, a Sony a7 III. I use modern lenses, vintage lenses. I also post a lot of BTS from shoots. Until then, please stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.